Coming up on today's Good Day Live, I'll share my interview with TV legend Joan Lunden. She catches us up on the latest NBC shows to hit Netflix. Also today, my interview with best-selling author Rick Riordan about his book, The Lightning Thief, that is now illustrated. Leisure Escapes does such amazing work with lawns and landscapes. I learned that this week they will also help families with disabled members get the kind of ramps accessible entries they need. Learn more.
Celebrating what makes the Wabash Valley unique and entertaining. WTWO's Julie Henricks and Hazel Marie Anderson with Good Day Live. Sponsored by Dorset Automotive and the Hoosier Lottery.
Good afternoon and welcome. I'm Hazel Marie Anderson. Julie has the day off. Thanks for ending the week with me. It's Friday, which means bring on the football. Now, it remains the most watched sport in the United States by far. However, the number of kids playing high school football is now on a sharp decline. Here's NBC's Craig Melvin with more information.
Friday night, just outside Austin. This is high school football, Texas style.
On 3rd and goal from the 1, Nakia Watson is into the end zone. Touchdown, Westlake.
But NBC News can report data just released this morning indicates high school football is losing players all across the country year after year, even in a place like this. Walker Southern understands the love of the game in these parts. He grew up in a family where everybody plays football. Playing for powerhouse South Lake Carroll High School outside Dallas, Walker received a brutal hit freshman year, leaving him dazed.
I sat up and I was seeing stars a little bit, and I just felt like something was off, like this wasn't just like a normal hit.
Headaches and trouble sleeping turned into sluggishness in the classroom, but it was a concussion test at the doctor's office that really got his parents' attention.
When you sit there and the doctor's doing the test and he's having a hard time repeating back basic numbers. I mean, it's certainly eye-opening as a parent to sit there and say, this just got real.
After a family discussion, Walker decided to switch from football to lacrosse. Data obtained by NBC News shows that since participation in football peaked in 2009 to 2010, it has dropped 7% nationwide. This while participation of all other sports has increased by 7%. Among the states with the biggest declines, Ohio, North Carolina, and Illinois. What's behind it?
When the concussion issue really took the eye of the public a number of years ago, we started to see a decline in participation in youth football programs.
Somebody did declare war on the game of football about 8 years ago.
Former Dallas Cowboys star running back Daryl Johnston knows a few things about hard knocks. He believes some people have used increased awareness and publicity of head injuries and CTE to malign the game.
Football has never been safer than it is right now. So much safer than it was when I played. The equipment's better, the rules are better.
Not far from Dallas Cowboys' AT&T Stadium, youth programs are feeling it too. Coaches say far fewer kids are coming out, but it's not all about the fear of injury. Kids just have more sports to choose from.
Some of those are just declining numbers. They're going to other sports.
Go, go, go!
Because there's more opportunities that parents have the option to go take their kids to.
But for players like Walker Southern, making the difficult decision to leave the game he loves in the heartland of the sport is a personal one that many seem to be taking on.
Is it really worth the risk? And, you know, for us it wasn't. It wasn't worth the risk for us. And fortunately, he was insightful enough to make the decision on his own.
Well, still to come on Good Day Live, Grant Pugh joins us with a rundown for tonight's area football here in the Wabash Valley. And next, meteorologist Jesse Walker shares what the weather will be like for all area sporting events this weekend.
It used to be easy to buy made in America, but not anymore. Career politicians sent those companies elsewhere. Senator Donnelly's business sent jobs to Mexico and China, and fellow New Yorker Chuck Schumer is spending millions to hide it. Indiana lost good manufacturing jobs, but politicians kept theirs. I'm Mike Braun. I approve this message because jobs won't come back until the folks we elect have our back. That's exactly what I'll do in Washington.
It may be back to school time for the kids, but it's back to cool time at Terre Haute Auto.
Terre Haute Auto has cool deals all month long on a huge selection of cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs. Be the smartest one in the class and get top dollar for your trade. Plus, take advantage of low financing rates. Is your credit score failing? Then ask about guaranteed credit approval for everyone. It's back to cool time at Terre Haute Auto, 1 mile south of Boot City, or visit them online.
Terre Haute Auto, where we stack them deep and sell them cheap.
Layton's Refrigeration offers the highest level of customer service 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Hi, I'm Josh Layton with Layton's Refrigeration from Clinton, Indiana. We've been the highest rated customer care dealer in Indiana for 2 years in a row. Big or small, we do it all.
Save money and call Layton's Refrigeration today, 765-832-2561. Your proud independent American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning customer care dealer. It's feeling a little like fall at the Country Cabin. Visit our fall open house this weekend. The Country Cabin carries a large selection of fall and primitive decor, including farmhouse styles, handcrafted primitives, centerpieces, wreaths, and much more. See you this Saturday from 10 to 6 at the Country Cabin.
It was a little rainy today.
It was, especially early on, and most of that's kind of moving out, which is good because we have a lot of football games tonight.
We do. What's it going to be like tonight?
I think we're going to be in pretty good shape. That's going to move out, and I think a lot of the weekend we're going to be able to dodge some rain and get a pretty good weekend, but it's going to heat up.
It is.
Yeah.
I'm ready for fall. I'm saying it now. I'm ready for fall.
Have to wait a little while.
Aw, man.
I know. Take a look out there. The rain has pretty much left the Terre Haute area. You can see with our Graver Post building cam, we have cloudy skies, although there are some breaks here and there in the clouds. That will fill back in with more clouds later on tonight. But the rain kind of moving down to the south. You can see that a batch of rain fading and moving down to the south. Not much behind that, although some breaks in the cloud cover. On the Dorset Automotive Doppler radar, mostly our far southern areas still picking up some rain. Everybody else looking pretty good as far as starting to dry out. Temperatures, though, check this out. It's only 69 in Terre Haute, 64 in Robinson. Crazy temperatures for August. Here's your forecast for tonight. More showers will redevelop later tonight, but I think they'll be after midnight, so we should be in pretty good shape during the evening. 66, temperatures will hold pretty steady. Then during the weekend, we've got scattered showers in there tomorrow. I think that's mostly early. I think by the afternoon we're drying out, a high of 86, maybe a couple of showers on Sunday, but we heat up, a high on Sunday up to 91.
Well, you heard it. It's going to be perfect to party, you know, for the 80s party. I already have my costume. I can't wait to see yours. It will be happening tomorrow, 7 through 11 p.m. at the Indiana Theater. Admission is free, people. Why not come and hear live music from Mull It Over? Well, back in the day, I loved the book series about Percy Jackson, the story of the lightning thief. And now Rick Riordan has joined with an illustrator to bring the story to life. I spoke to both of them about the new version of the book and why Percy Jackson was even created.
Well, I've always loved Greek mythology, and as a former classroom teacher, I knew that it was a high-interest subject matter for kids. But really, the idea came from my own son. When he was about 8 years old, he was struggling in school. He was diagnosed with dyslexia and ADHD. And so I started telling him bedtime stories to try to keep him interested in school and what they were reading. And I made up Percy Jackson, who finds out that he's a demigod. His dad is a Greek god. And like my son, Percy is ADHD and dyslexic. So it was a way of helping my own son kind of connect to who he was and what he was struggling with and keep him interested in the stories.
Well, you have made mythology so cool for so many people. You have literally opened up the doors so that people can learn these wonderful tales that have been told since thousands of years. Why the illustrated version of your book?
Well, John has done the covers for the book since the very first Lightning Thief, and he does such a fantastic job taking the story and distilling it into really a single image that we wanted to kind of try to do that same sort of treatment for the entire narrative. And what he's created is this beautiful, huge full color experience that really the kids that grew up with this book can now share with younger readers who might just be discovering it, and kind of make it a family reading time. That's our hope anyway, and what he's come up with is just phenomenal.
John, your pictures are just so beautiful. How do you capture just the picture from the words? Like, I mean, it's beautiful. I can't say that enough.
Thank you. Well, you know, I think all the readers get these visions in their head of what they're reading when they read Rick's books, and I do too, like them. And for me, it's been such a delight because as a young kid, I used to read the Scribner's Classics, which were illustrated books, illustrated by greats like N.C. Wyeth and Maxfield Parrish and Howard Pyle, and they were the stories, the classic stories, you know, of Treasure Island and The Last of the Mohicans. And so for me, taking this, what has become a classic story, and go back to it and create my vision of that world was an absolute thrill. And it was, I'm not going to say easy, but it was a total joy.
Well, it's a joy to thumb through the pages of Percy Jackson. Rick, real quick, what's in store for you next? What's new?
Well, I'm working on the last two books in the Trials of Apollo series, which is set in Percy Jackson's world. It's a follow-up to that. And happy to say that John, as he's done before, is going to be doing the cover art for the next two books. And I'm sure they're going to be fantastic. So the next one comes out September of 19.
Is there other movies? I have to ask real quick. Those movies are great, too. I mean, the books are amazing, but the movies are great, too.
I don't know. If that ever happens, I'll be as surprised as you are, because I don't really know anything about that. So we'll just have to wait and see.
Coming up after the break, I'm getting my hands dirty with our good friend Jared from Leisure Escapes. And this time we're on location. And what are we doing?
We're cutting brick.
We're cutting some brick. Let's do it. You can do with Leisure Escape.
I'm living low because it's where I love to be.
I'm sick of being told I can't. You can't stay up late. You can't eat ice cream for dinner. Last time I checked, this is America. And I'm an American, not an Americant. That's why Forever Buildings invented the American Building Package. 562 square feet of pure freedom, baby. What can you do in your new American building? You can change the oil in your car. You can cut a deer. You can play poker with the guys. Right now, get the American for only $156 per month. But you gotta call now.
For heating, plumbing, or a cooling need, the name you can trust is Beverly.
At Beverly Plumbing and Heating, your comfort is our concern. Let Beverly keep you cool and comfortable with a durable, reliable, and quality-built Bryant air conditioning system. Plus 10 years parts and labor with financing available. Stretch your savings with Bryant rebates at Beverly's 2 locations in Clinton and Rockville. Beverly, it's not our first name, it's our last. And it's the last name you'll need for cooling, plumbing, and heating.
Call Beverly, Beverly, that's our name.
With Leisure Escapes in Paris, Illinois. I'm joined by our good friend Jared. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks for coming.
Well, actually having me. This place is amazing, and what you did for this establishment, it's so beautiful.
That's right. It is a little bit different than what we normally do. A lot of times we're in people's backyards. We do a lot of stuff around pools, fire pits, things like that. This was kind of a unique case where somebody called me, the owner of Tangled called me and she said, hey, I have a specific style that I've had up to this point, and I want to keep going outside. She had an old wooden wheelchair ramp
It wasn't done to ADA specifications. Wow. It was falling apart. Anybody who would have put their hand on that handrail would have fallen over. So it was something that was kind of in a rush, but at the same time, we wanted to make sure that we stuck with the same style and the same design that she had on the inside.
And that's absolutely important. I'm glad that you said that, because people around the Wabash Valley, around town, they do have those wooden wheelchair ramps, and they don't look cute.
Yep.
They don't go with the decor at all.
We always get calls asking if we can do wheelchair ramps. We've got several calls this year asking about them, and every time we go out, when we try to present something like this, they thought, oh, well, I thought that we could just do, you know, a wooden wheelchair ramp. I didn't know that we could even do something like this, so it's kind of...
You're taking it to the next level, because, I mean, these are pavers that you're using, the ADA specification. Now, what exactly is that?
So what that is that the ADA says that wheelchair ramps have to be so long, they have to have a certain slope to make it safe for wheelchairs. So what we do is we go in, we make sure that everything is done to ADA specifications, that everything is right and safe, most importantly.
And it's chic. I mean, it looks good.
Right. That's right.
It looks
Everything we do looks good.
I mean, it does. Normally, we're in a backyard oasis, but this is a sleek design, but it doesn't have to be a sleek design. You literally walk with the customer with your 3D rendering. Talk about that.
Again, it was one of those things where she wanted to stick with the same style. So with that 3D rendering that we do, it made it really easy to come up with something to say, hey, does this stick with your style? Is this what you would like? Do you think that this would look good out front? And then we got it done, and everybody in town thinks it looks good. So
I mean, it does look good. And then you have other projects, too, where you can add lights to it, so it just makes it look even fancier.
So after we did this, we do have another project that we're working on. It is the same thing. We have to go by ADA specifications, make sure that everything's done correctly. But the addition onto this next one we're doing is that it is a homeowner's home. So here, while we're at a business, and normally people are only here 9 to 5 during daylight hours, at this home we need to add lighting. So that's another thing that we can do to kind of spruce up the look of it and kind of spruce up the design.
You're really thinking of everything, every aspect, and that's one thing why we love you. Great designs, backyard oasis, moving on up with businesses. It's chic. It's chic all around. Where can people find you?
Again, leisureescapes.net. You can call us or text us, 217-512-1606. We're on Facebook at Leisure Escapes. Anywhere you guys want to see us, or on the corner right here of Paris.
Thank you so much for having me. I think I want to try to get my hands dirty this time.
We're going to actually have you measure a block and see if you can't get one cut for us.
Oh my gosh, I'm scared. Guys, stick with us. We have plenty more to come on Good Day Live.
Hi, I'm here to say hello to Brendel.
Well, she's out back. Let's go see her. There she is on that Hustler X1. It runs like a dream.
Come visit Crowder Lawn and Garden now for our overstock sale. Get a look at a few zero-turn mowers like Brendel's Hustler X1. Or how about the Hustler Raptor Super Duty Series? In need of a utility vehicle? Hop into the Hustler MDV and save $1,000 today. Crowder Lawn and Garden in Brazil and Rockville. Brendel not included with purchase.
Everyone, at different points in their lives, have made decisions that if they could unwind the clock and undo, they would. Should those decisions involve criminal activity, a person needs to have the best representation possible, because those decisions can have life-altering consequences. The attorneys at our firm assist our clients at minimizing the impact that those decisions will have on their lives.
Wagner, Crawford, Gamble, and Jungers. Having the right attorney changes everything.
At 6, the start of a loud weekend in Terre Haute and worries about what happens after the event, plus an end zone preview from both states tonight at 6.
Are you planning to take a movie this weekend? A new rated-R comedy featuring Muppets hitting theaters. The tagline is, "All Street, No Sesame." The movie, made by the son of Muppets creator Jim Henson, Brian Henson, has said the idea for this film came from the off-color things puppeteers would say to one another during off-camera moments with their characters, of course. The resulting screenplay is so raunchy, it's prompted Sesame Street to file a lawsuit. Raphael Seth has details on this and more in this week's box office preview.
Hey, handsome. You looking for some rotten cotton? I'm a woman.
Melissa McCarthy is the puppet master in The Happy Time Murders. This smutty Muppet show is not for kids, but it is created by the son of late Muppeteer Jim Henson. This after-bedtime story takes place in a world where puppets and people live side by side. McCarthy's a hard-boiled detective investigating a string of doll homicides, but first she's got to earn the respect of a new partner who is literally soft on the outside, but hard on the inside. The Happy Time Murders is rated R.
You are the property of the penal administration of French Guiana.
Charlie Hunnam plans his great escape in Papillon. This remake of the Steve McQueen classic stars the son of anarchy as a safecracker, but when he's wrongly convicted of murder and sent to a remote penal colony, he agrees to protect fellow inmate Rami Malek in exchange for help flying the coop. Papillon is rated R.
You want to play? All right, let's go.
Man's best friend is not always warm and fuzzy in Axel. This adventure starts with a robot dog found hiding in the desert, but this Rin Tin Tin machine is no ordinary titanium terrier. He's a top secret weapon designed for military use, and the young man who finds him will have to teach this bold dog some new tricks in order to lick the bad guys. Axel is rated PG. That's the box office preview. Raphael Seth, NBC News.
From the big screen to the small, earlier this week I spoke to Joan Lunden about the latest NBC shows that you can actually binge watch on Netflix.
Well, you know, I think about NBC and Ted Danson, who got his start, of course, on the classic Cheers, now is back with The Good Place. And all the episodes of Cheers are over on Netflix. And now this month, the second season of The Good Place is also on Netflix. So you can see Ted both places.
There are some great shows like NBC has to offer that sometimes like the kids may not have seen and they're catching back up on, which I love. Are there any certain shows that you love that you just can't get enough of?
Well, you know, I mean, all the shows, it's like all those episodes are over there, so you can go back. I mean, talk about being able to binge watch. You have to be careful. You can binge watch for a long time. And there are shows, but you know what? There are these awesome Netflix original shows. Ozark, for example. Ozark is a huge hit on Netflix, and as I've come to learn on my Facebook page, and yes, everybody, there are more episodes coming. They're coming at the end of August, so like let's just call it a Labor Day binge. But the new episodes are coming. And then there's fun shows. There's shows like, there's a show called Stay Here. And you'll love it. It's kind of like HGTV, you know. They go into like everyday people's rentals that they're going to put like on Airbnb or something, and they turn these places into showstoppers. So it's like one of those shows you can kick back and just totally binge watch on a weekend.
Oh, that's fun.
But I want to give you one of my absolute favorites for this month, okay? Really a big favorite of mine. There was a book. I'm a big reader, and I love historical novels. So I read this book that was on a lot of bestseller lists. It's got a crazy name. Are you ready?
Yeah.
It's called The Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Pie Society. But it was a fabulous book, and Netflix had it made into a movie. And a lot of times when you make a movie out of a book, I don't know, it just doesn't cut it. But the opposite is true here. It is a beautiful film set in England during World War II. Watch this. You're going to love this movie. And that's a Netflix original. But if you have a night at home and you're looking for classics to watch, just awesome movies, there's 3 of them coming this month. Steel Magnolias, Julia Roberts, Sally Field, Daryl Hall, Dolly Parton, and some of the best one-liners ever in a movie. I'm going to watch it again just to refresh myself with the one-liners. But these women, they were so great. Another fabulous movie, $1 Million Baby. $1 Million Baby was with Clint Eastwood and Morgan Freeman and Hilary Swank. I think her performance in this movie was one of the all-time best performances ever in a movie. She, of course, got Academy Award for it. And again, you can watch this movie with the family, and the kids are going to like it, and the adults are going to like it. Also, No Country for Old Men. Again, you got a movie that's packed with stars: Josh Brolin, Woody Harrelson, Tommy Lee Jones, Javier Bardem. So you've just got so many different kinds of films and shows that are coming in August that there's kind of something for everyone. And if anyone's listening and they're hearing all these awesome things, just go to Netflix.com, put in your email and your zip code, and that's it. Sign up with a credit card, and like you have this whole new world of entertainment in front of you.
Some good stuff on Netflix. But you know what else is good? Sports Director Grant Pugh is stopping by to let us know with a preview of tonight and what's going on Going to the End Zone. And I'll reveal this week's Friday Freebie winner after the break.
The NBC2 News app is your calm before, during, and after the storm. Download it now.
Backyard Leisure Fire Sale. Truckloads of hot tubs are coming in every month, and we don't have a building to put them in. They must be sold before they arrive. Now is your chance to get the perfect hot tub way below retail. It's the limited time only Backyard Leisure Fire Sale. Hot tub, you need it.
The Boot City Opry invites you to experience what many consider to be the best music ever made. If you like live country music or 50s and 60s rock and roll, you'll find it every Saturday night at the Boot City Opry. You don't want to miss your chance to relive those classics you loved and grew up with, so call Boot City or visit BootCityOpry.com and get your tickets while they last.
Welcome back. I like promise. We're talking football.
Yes, it's Friday night. We are feeling all right. A big rivalry game. Let's show our list of games. 12 games in all going to the end zone tonight, 11 right here on WTWO. The 101st meeting between Linton and Sullivan. Last year, Sullivan fumbled at the goal line going into win. Linton hung on to get the win. Home opener for Terre Haute South in Vigo County, the only game in Vigo County. They were hosting Evansville Harrison. Terre Haute North, they were 0-1, lost to Northview last week. They were on the road at Princeton. Northview at Edgewood. Hazel Edgewood is debuting some red field turf tonight.
Get out of here.
Nicole is going to be seeing red over in Edgewood. Eastern Green at North Knox. That should be a lot of fun. Eastern Green got a shutout of Springs Valley week 1. Down south, Omar is heading to North Central. They had a bunch of touchdowns from their running back, Dawson Basinger, last week. Tonight, they're at North Davies. Vincennes Lincoln at Boonville. It's a Big 8 matchup. Evansville Ballsty was here last week against North Vermilion. They're here tonight against Washington. A big rivalry game at the bottom of your screen there. South Vermilion, North Vermilion. And we have to give a shout out. Rockville and Turkey Run, you know, they consolidated.
That's a good game.
They're Park Heritage now. Park Heritage, they got a win last week. If they win tonight, they would start their new school 2-0 in high school football. So we'll see about that. Then last but not least, you know, we cover a lot of Illinois stuff.
Yep.
Tonight is week 1 of high school football in Illinois. A couple of big games coming up there. Marshall, they have a brand new head coach. They are on the road at Lawrenceville. Argenta is a very good school over near Springfield, Illinois. They were on the road at Robinson. So tonight at 11 right here on WTWO, we have crews going out everywhere. Hopefully Jesse is bringing us some good weather and we stay dry on going to the end zone tonight at 11, though.
I mean, it's going to be some good stuff.
Yes.
You know
regardless,
what else is good?
I mean, it feels like football outside. If you've been outside today, the temperatures are fantastic.
I'm all ready for the fall.
Let's roll. Yeah.
Now, you know what else is good is the Friday freebie.
Yes, who doesn't like free stuff?
Exactly. This week's Friday freebie winner is getting the book, tickets to the 1964 tribute. It's a Beatles cover band.
Very cool.
And then $20 worth of scratch-off tickets from the Hoosier Lottery. A Case of Life Waters from Pepsi, and you know that Percy Jackson movie?
Yes. Yep.
Well, it's a book. It's the illustrated version. So congratulations to Ginger Corrado of Clinton, Indiana. Come on by, pick up your stuff. The book is amazing, and I hope you win some money. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Seriously, I love when you're on.
Every Friday, have me on whenever.
Now, I have a question. Are you interested about your family history?
Sure. Who isn't, right?
Exactly. Well, next week, actually on Monday, I'm going to Clinton, Indiana. The Clinton Public Library is actually doing a thing to help people for free learn more about their family history.
Nice. Well, who doesn't want to learn about your heritage and your
Exactly.
history?
And it's free, people.
Wow.
Free.
But that's on Monday?
It's on Monday. So I know Labor Day and all that stuff is coming up, but tune in on Monday. But thanks for hanging out with us. Until then, we hope you have a good day.